Hey, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're looking at a system that's designed to completely reinvent manufacturing efficiency, right from the ground up.
So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? You're trying to build and ship products, right? But it feels like you're just constantly fighting fires, dealing with all these unexpected delays, watching precious resources just go to waste. And deep down, you just know there has to be a better way.
Well, if you're feeling that way, you are definitely not alone. Get this, a recent Gartner ERP study from 2023 found that most manufacturers, they're losing 20% or even more of their efficiency, and it's simply because of outdated systems. I mean, that is a massive, quantifiable loss, just hiding in plain sight. Okay, so what is actually causing this 20% problem? I mean, why are these systems that we've relied on for decades suddenly failing us so badly? Well, the root of the issue, it really comes down to a fundamental disconnect. I want you to think of it like this. It's like two completely different factories trying to operate as one. So up in the office, you've got your legacy ERP, enterprise resource planning software. And it's built for people sitting at desks, entering data about things that have already happened. But down on the shop floor, that's where reality is. Things are happening right now in real time. And this huge gap between the past data in the office and the present reality on the floor, well, it just creates constant nonstop chaos. This source material we're looking at puts this perfectly with a really powerful analogy. Trying to run a factory on old data, it's like a doctor trying to treat a critical patient without a heart monitor. You are completely blind to the vital signs of your own operation, and you're totally unable to react until it's already way too late. So to fix something this fundamental, you don't just need a new piece of software. No, you need a whole new philosophy. You need an approach that completely flips the old model on its head and starts where the value is actually created. And that right there, that is the core mission of MonitorZ. It was designed from the absolute beginning to stop that endless, frustrating cycle of office data entry. How? By capturing information directly from the shop floor, in real time, right at the source. And the way it achieves this is with a brilliantly simple, yet incredibly powerful core concept. See, instead of treating inventory like it's just a number in a spreadsheet, MonitorZ gives every single physical item a life of its own. This concept is called an inventory object. And here's how to think about it. The moment a piece of raw material shows up or a part is produced, it gets what is essentially a digital birth certificate. Right then and there, it's assigned a unique serial number that follows it everywhere, tracking its entire life story from the very beginning to the very end. And the life cycle? It's really, really straightforward. So first, the object is born or created. Then, every single time it moves, from a storage bin to a work center, from one process to the next, its whole journey is tracked with just a simple scan. And then finally, it becomes part of a finished product, and its entire history, every step it took, is attached. That gives you perfect traceability. What's really cool is how simple this is in practice. We're not talking about complex, expensive hardware here. Workers can use any smartphone or tablet they're already familiar with. Seriously, in less than 5 minutes, they can be trained to just scan a QR code and capture perfect, real-time data with every single action they take. Okay, so a simple scan captures the data. Easy enough. But what happens next, that's where the real magic begins. All that information, all those little data points, they start to build into these incredibly powerful, strategic insights that let you literally see the health of your entire operation. Yeah, every single one of those scans feeds a live dashboard of your factory floor. And because each item has that birth date we talked about, the system is always tracking its age. So when items get stuck in one spot for too long, bam, they instantly show up as a bottleneck on the chart. It makes problems absolutely impossible to ignore. But here's the key. MonitorZ doesn't just find the problems, it actually helps you solve them. All that data allows you to do detailed quality control analysis to see why things are slowing down. This is that whole process of continuous improvement, right? Kaizen? It means you can actually fix the root cause, whether it's a missing part or a machine that needs fixing, and fix it for good. And the result? It's a transformation you can literally see. I mean, look at this. On the left, you've got that chaotic, out-of-step production sequence where work is just jumping all over the place. But on the right, after using the system's insights, you see this beautiful, smooth, optimized, and totally predictable flow. What this gives you is total visibility. It means you can see exactly where every single work order is at any given moment. The system even uses all that data to predict how long each step will take, and then it automatically schedules production to protect the one thing that matters most,
hitting your customer due dates.
Okay, this all sounds fantastic in theory, right? But what about the actual real-world results? Let's take a look at the numbers, because they are pretty staggering.
I just want to put this number up on its own for a second. A 130% increase. Now, you're probably asking, an increase in what?
Production output. That's what. Real results from just a 120-day period show a 130% explosion in production, a 115% gain in labor efficiency, and a staggering 47% reduction in direct costs. I mean, come on. These are the kinds of numbers that can completely change a business.
And if you want the ultimate proof point, just look at this case study. When Ford was retooling for the F-150, they were shifting to a just-in-time inventory system, where parts have to arrive exactly when they're needed. They needed a solution, and they needed it fast. The team behind the system designed and implemented the whole thing in just 60 days. 60! And for that, they earned a Ford Preferred Supplier Award.
So here's the bottom line. The crucial point is this. By focusing on the shop floor, where the work actually happens, MonitorZ delivers on all the promises that those old legacy systems just couldn't. It increases your throughput, it lets you decrease your inventory, it slashes your operational expenses, it makes bottlenecks completely obvious, helps you eliminate waste, and ultimately, it lets you build and ship faster than you ever thought possible. And all of this brings us to one final critical question. We've seen that a super simple action, just a quick scan of a QR code, can unlock these massive gains in productivity and huge cost savings. So it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What is your current system hiding from you?